All right, guys, we are back live on here with Ricky, and during the break we just had, I got a message that one of our viewers was requesting to listen to one of your songs you've made. So I'll give you a little bit of time to maybe pull that up on your computer.
Okay.
I know you have it on your computer right now, but if you could pull that up and maybe play something that you'd like the viewers to hear after we talk about our next thing, that'd be great.
All right, dude. Yeah, like sure. Just towards the end, or
Yeah. So I just want to talk about something real quick, and then maybe at the end of these 15 minutes, you can play like one of your pieces.
okay, sounds good.
Cool. All right. So the next thing I just wanted to, we could just talk about a little bit. I'm not a person who plays games that much. I don't have a ton of time to. I work at Topgolf. I'm usually busy. I write articles for the paper in Lincoln, but I love playing sports games.
Can I give a quick shout out real quick?
What's up?
Can I give a quick shout out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead and give a shout out.
All right, bro. Shout out to my boy A2 Jack for the half off wings at Topgolf. The freaking
Yeah, Ricky loves our buffalo wings we have at Topgolf.
Dude, I love like a bunch of buffalo wings.
No, that we have some pretty good food. I'm not gonna lie there, but So anyways, yeah, the games I like to play like sports games like FIFA and NBA 2K. I also like to play Minecraft. Ricky and a few kind of got me into that. I was skeptical before I got it, but I actually do have a good amount of fun with that. But a game, and I also like Rocket League too. Rocket League's fun as heck. But a game that this boy right here, Ricky, got me into is this game called Life is Strange. Now, I know that it's pretty big, kind of worldwide, but most people like I've talked to really haven't played the game. A few have all the way through, but not a lot. And I think it's really fun because you actually get to make like real life decisions during the game, even though there are certain things that are unrealistic that happen. But it's so fun, and Ricky has his own YouTube channel where he has created a few gameplay videos through there. I've created a few gameplay videos myself. There's an original game that came out a couple of years ago, and now there's basically the prequel to it, which is called Before the Storm, which is out now, and I've been playing that a little bit. But Ricky, just tell me what you mainly like about that game and why it's so fun and why you get into it so much, like why people get into it so much. What do you think makes people really get into this game emotionally, and why is this game great?
Okay, honestly, I'm gonna try my best not to sound like a complete geek here, but I feel like nowadays the whole gaming community is really like driven by first-person shooter games or just run and gun games. And the thing with this Life is Strange game, I decided to give it a try because it was on one of my free games for like PlayStation Plus, and for those of you who don't know, that's a monthly subscription for all you PlayStation users. I'm sure everybody knows what that is at this point. Point being, I gave it a shot, and I really liked it at first. Like, it really appealed to me because it was more of like an adventure type of decision-based game as opposed to you need skill to shoot and reflexes kind of game. That like Call of Duty or all your other shooters, like that new Fortnite game that everybody's been playing.
That's fun too, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. But the thing with Life is Strange was that it really appealed to me because a lot of the stuff that happens in the game is stuff that happens in real life too. Like this girl that you play as, her name is Max, the high school senior, which is weird because it's like a private high school that's almost kind of like a college, like a private college. But like, I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of moments in that game where I could really like relate to her and her personality and like her decisions that she made and like the effects that it had on the people she loved. And I think that game just really blew my mind with how in depth the creators of that game were with all the decisions that you make and the outcomes and the causes. And they did a really good job at making you like the characters in that game or really hate the characters in that game, which is rare to do because most of the time you're just like, oh, it's a mission, like, oh, it's annoying, I don't even care about these people. But every single person you meet in that game you just like get a connection to whether you hate them or you like them. There's nobody that's ever kind of just there. Like there's those people you think are really weird, those people that you really love and want to like be with forever, those people that you just want to see burn in hell. Like, it's just
No, I
you
mean,
did a really
you're
good
right.
job at like compelling real life scenarios that you've probably been in yourself and portraying it in a game and seeing how different it would have been if you take a more aggressive route or more passive route to your decisions.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
sorry,
mean
but
you're
that's not
right.
the
Like
spoil.
they did a really good job with all the graphics in the game, and one other thing too that I was actually going to ask you about. So in the regular game where you play as Max,
Mm-hmm.
you actually have the ability to reverse time, and you can
Right.
actually change certain decisions you make, small or big. You can go back and like put things at different places and stuff like that. If you left a mess doing something, you'd have to play the game to see. But with the new game, you play as Max's best friend, Chloe, 3 years before, well, it's supposed to be 3 years before the original game.
Mm-hmm.
And with Chloe, you can't like rewind time, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
you can use like back talk to kind of like win in conversations against certain people, like such as the principal of the school and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was going to ask you, Ricky, what game do you like better and out of the two, and like why? So like which character do you like playing better as,
Yeah.
and which game do you like better?
Oh man, I hope I don't shoot myself in the foot right here, but I'm gonna have to stick with those people that say the original is better only because it's not mainly because of the rewind ability, which has a big deal to do with it. Because don't get me wrong, I really love the prequel where you get to play as Chloe and you get to just be aggressive and you can be a jerk to like a bunch of people, and that's doing it the right way. It's like coming off like more aggressive because Max is in the original game. She's more quiet and she kind of just like if you mess up and you don't like her attitude, you can always rewind and do something else, like make a different decision, like you mentioned earlier. But I feel like I like that game more just because there were more characters that I was able to connect with than in the prequel. There was more people that I had to spend time with in the original game, whereas in the prequel, you kind of just still hang around with the same characters from the original game, just in a earlier stage, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's they give you a lot of them and not enough newer people. If that makes sense. I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but I feel like the first one just had more to offer in terms of depth.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I would have to agree with you there. I like the old game a lot. I mean, to be fair, I haven't gotten through the entire prequel yet. I'm only like through episode 2. There's 3 episodes in the prequel. There's 5 in the original. The original, there's just so much like going on, like, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot with the prequel as well, but I feel like there's almost more stuff you can do in the prequel than you can in the, or sorry, and more stuff to do in the original than you can do in the prequel. And that's why I like it a little bit more. But in terms of the character thing you were saying, I'd have to agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree. It barely beats it because the prequel is great too. I just hope that they make a second season, and I know it's been rumored that they will, but it's a very fun game.
No, yeah, dude, for sure. Like I said, like I really enjoy the prequel. That's why it's not. I didn't pick the first game by a long shot or anything. Like it's just barely skimming through. And like I said, it's mainly because I was like more relatable to the characters in that game. But the
Right.
prequel, like I still have a great and like emotional time in the prequel.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I definitely recommend that you guys go out and at least check out the game. If you get the chance, you can play it. It's on iOS now as well as an app. So yeah, definitely check it out if you get the chance. It's very fun. You could even watch gameplay. That's how I started. So we're about 40 past the hour here. I'm going to ask Ricky if he can look up one of his songs because he's
Oh,
going to
okay,
play
okay.
it here in a
I got
couple of minutes for us. While he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my predictions who will be the starters for the NBA All-Star game. So for the West, you've got a lot of good point guards, obviously Westbrook and a few other great ones as well. Chris Paul's been great this year. But I mean, I got to give it to Steph, and it's not just 'cause I'm a Warrior fan, but he's been better than any of them. And I mean, he came back after that injury he had, and literally 2 games, like the first 2 games he came back, he had like 35 plus points. He's been such a contributor. Ricky, I see you have it up, so don't play it quite yet. So he's the point guard. The shooting guard, I would probably give it to James Harden. James Harden's been phenomenal. Small forward, I'd probably give it to Durant. There's a few people that are like right up there with him, like Paul George, but I wouldn't give it quite to him. And then after that, power forward center, I'd give it to the duo from New Orleans in Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. And then in the East, I would give it to Kyrie Irving for the point guard. I know you have some other good point guards there as well. And then shooting guard, I said Victor Oladipo about a week ago, but after what DeMar DeRozan has done the last week, I'd give it to him. He just scored 52 on New Year's Day. That's the first time anybody's done that on New Year's Day. And he's just been phenomenal. And then the 3, I'd probably give it to obviously LeBron James. He's probably second in line to be MVP right now. At the 4 spot, I'd give it to Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's been phenomenal. Kevin Love has been great as well, but not even close to what Giannis has been doing. And then at the 5 spot, it's tough. I'm between Dwight Howard, Andre Drummond, but I'm probably going to give it to Joel Embiid of the 76ers. He's been phenomenal. So those are my predictions. Ricky's got a song here up. It's called Pineapple. Ricky, go ahead and hit it.
All right, man. Well, here, let's play these next 2 minutes of the song.
Perfect.
Everything good on your end?
Sounds good.
Real quick, before it gets into the main part, I kind of just want to clarify that this is like a song I worked on with my friend Eric. For those of you who know him as Chowder. So this is what I meant by there's days where we work and there's days where we just, don't get on at all for a while. But this one took us roughly about 4.5 hours to work on together on certain days. But yeah, I mean, I really hope you guys enjoyed the main, melody of it.
Pineapple.
That's really cool, man. It sounds great. Now you would classify that as tropical house, correct?
Yes. I was going to actually get into that.
I was actually going to ask you about that. I was going to say, is that your favorite genre that you like in terms of EDM making music, or what is your favorite genre and why?
Okay, so let's see. In terms of making music, I'd say I'm still trying to experiment and see what I like the most, because I've tried making tropical house. I've tried making more upbeat, maybe techno, and then I've tried making some future bass. But my main goal at first was to try and learn progressive house music, which is more like the NCS stuff you hear about. I'm sure a lot of people
no
know
copyright
NCS.
sounds.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have heard that at this point because they've gotten really big within the past few years.
Yep, it's over 10 mil.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, is it that bad now? No, but as I was saying, yeah. So I've been my main focus was to try that at first when I was first getting into this, but now I'm kind of growing into the whole future bass kind of aspect of it, which is more of what you hear with Marshmello or Tiesto or other people like that. Like Martin
Nice,
Garrix.
Man.
Yeah.
And we both really like Alan Walker. We actually saw him in concert. I'm gonna have to take a little quick break. We're gonna get through in the next 15 minutes. We're gonna describe some of the best moments we've had in terms of hanging out with each other, because we've been friends for quite some time. He's gonna finish up talking about his favorite EDM genre. We will be right back in a couple minutes.